Good morning, everybody, and thank you for coming to the today's restaurant news 9 a.m. meeting at the kickoff of the Labor Day weekend 2023. We are a group of vendors in the restaurant industry who are here to help each other grow our businesses and to help and give hints to restaurant owners, managers, and chefs in the industry. If you'd like to get a hold of us, give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website, trnusa.com, and take a look at our YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Rick Israel has some information he'd like to give to everybody regarding some news that came out this week. So, Rick, take it away.
Paul, wrong screen. There we go. Sorry about that. So most of you guys know that I do insurance, and so I know this is not necessarily restaurant related, but as most of y'all know, the Inflation Reduction Act that was signed last year by President Biden and the current administration did actually something good for the industry, where he is forcing the hands of the pharmaceutical companies to allow Medicare to negotiate the prices. So the first 10 drugs have been released, and they are Eliquis, Jardiance, Xarelto, Januvia, Farxiga, Entresto, Enbrel, Imbruvica, Stelara, Flask, and Novolog insulins. And those insulins also include the Flex Pen. So what's going to happen now is Medicare is going to be allowed to negotiate the price with the pharmaceutical companies. The pharmaceutical companies are going to be controlled, which is one reason why a lot of Americans go to Canada to get their drugs, because their drug prices are controlled by their federal government. So that's why you see that. And why you see the prices so high is because the pharmaceutical companies can charge whatever they want. They don't care. Okay. So the number that I really want you guys to see and why this is such a big deal is, if you'll look here, these 10 medicines accounted for 50.5 billion with a B, or about 20% of total Part D prescription drug costs just in 1 year time. $50.5 billion, okay? In 2022 alone, 9 million seniors spent over $3.4 billion out of pocket. That's what they spent themselves. That's not what that's not what the insurance companies paid out. That's what the individuals paid out. So that means that people are using these medications because they need them. So this is what happens next, okay? So Howard, I do stand corrected. These prices will go into effect January of 2026. So they're giving them a full 2 years to go ahead and get the negotiated price. Now here's the kicker. There's two rumors going around. One is if the pharmaceutical companies right now are filing a lawsuit against the federal government. I know that this is being recorded, so I got to be careful what I say, but at the same time, who's in control here? But if you look here, if the drug maker declines to negotiate, it must either pay an excess size tax up to 95% of its medications, US sales, or pull all of its products from the Medicare and Medicaid markets. So if they don't agree, seniors will not be able to get this drugs through the Part D plan. And that's going to leave a lot of people without the medications they need. I mean, you're talking Eliquis for blood thinners. You're talking about insulin for Novolog for insulin, okay? The pharmaceutical industry contends that the penalty can be as high as 1,900% of the drug's daily revenues, not yearly, daily. So basically, if they don't do it, it's going to put these drug companies out of business because they won't be able to survive. So kudos to the federal government for finally doing something about the drug prices. But like I mentioned before the recording started, when pharmaceutical companies are being forced to do one thing. Insurance companies are not going to lose. You're going to see an increase in prices on your drug on your Part D drug plan if you have a standalone plan. You may see lower benefits if you're on an Advantage plan because they have to start moving money. It's an attrition. They've got to move money. So, but what they're doing now is CMS will only select Medicare D drugs for the medicines covered by the first 2 years of negotiations, and Medicare Part B drugs, which are typically administered by doctors in 2028. So the Part B drugs will be like your insulin pumps, your cancer drugs, such and so forth, that you get through the pharmacy, which are charged to your Part B. So just wanted to share that with you. Legal challenges. Merck, Johnson & Johnson, Bristol Myers Squibb are among the companies suing to halt the negotiation process. I'm not going to say it, but I want you guys to think about if the pharmaceutical companies that are producing the drugs are trying to sue the federal government to help you on the price of your medicines. I'm just going to leave it there. I'll let you guys make your own evaluation of what you think at that point. And if you have any questions, you can call me. We can talk after the meeting. So I want to thank Howard for letting me share that.
Rick, what do you think this is going to mean for folks not on Medicare?
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask.
Those prices going to go up to supplement the reduced prices for Medicare recipients?
That's sign the ACA Act, answer questions later. You know how that happened. So there's too many questions. There's too many people in charge, and there's not enough answers. So to answer your question, Tracy, nobody knows. And I think the reason they're focusing on the Part D drugs first is because there are certain individuals who are seniors are on a very limited budget, and these medications are needed. Now, does everybody need Eliquis? No, there's other medications out there that can be considered a blood thinner, but if doctors are prescribing it, maybe it's better and it can actually help them.
I'll tell you the differences because my mother was on the other one. I'm myself on Eliquis now. She is as well. The side effects on the other one that has been used historically, which is not that expensive, are very significant. A lot of people react badly to it. So Eliquis is a much better drug.
Now, are you speaking of warfarin, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah. You don't see that. I don't see that very much anymore. You see more of my clients on the Eliquis. And when I hear Eliquis, it does make me a little nervous because I know exactly what's going to happen. But if anybody's on Eliquis now and they don't want to go into the donut hole, let me know. I can connect you with Amber at the Canadian Med Store. Right now, you can get a 90-day supply of Eliquis for just over $200.
Really?
Yep. Now that rate can change because they may get it from Canada, they may get it from Israel, they may get it from Great Britain. And so it depends on the exchange rate at that time. And you never will actually get a full 90-day supply.
Yeah.
And the reason you won't is because they're very, very good about ordering your next 90-day supply before you enter your third month of your 90-day supply. So you'll have it before you run out. So very, very good. And it works. A lot of people, because you think Eliquis, you go in the donut hole. I mean, you're going to spend, if you're on a non-deductible plan, it'll be $47 for the first 3 months. And then all of a sudden you're at $400 or $500. So, and you have the rest of the year to go. So if I can save you that amount of money and get you a full year for under $1,000, that's a game changer for a lot of people. And let's see what's going to happen with this. I mean, I remember the pushback when the insulin was at $35, and they're still making money. They're still producing.
Yeah.
So, wait and see.
I don't know. My dad's cancer medication, something like 15 or 16,000 a month.
Tracy, here in Huntsville, we have it's called the Clearview Cancer Institute. And if the medication cost exceeds your income, they'll usually give you that medication for free.
Yeah, we got them in a program from the manufacturer, the
Mhm.
pharmaceutical company. And so it drastically reduced it, but you know, has to be renewed every so often, and you know, you have to provide a lot of sensitive information to show that he qualifies and whatever.
Right. So I just wanted to share that with you, Howard. Thank you for allowing me to take the time to share that. You know, I think it's important, pertinent information, because I know we have several individuals here that are on Part D plans. And so, and for those that may have family members that are on Medicare, this may be something that give you some sort of peace.
Rick, how does this affect generic drugs?
It's not going to affect generic drugs. Generic drugs are usually tier 1, tier 2 drugs. These drugs right here are either tier 4 or tier 5.
Okay.
That puts you in the donut hole a lot quicker. Because when you go into tier 4, tier 5 drugs, you're usually paying 45% right off the bat, unless you're in a plan that's non-deductible. Like if you have a high premium on your drug plan, you're not going to have to fight the deductible phase. You're going to go right to the initial coverage phase, which basically means that you're paying a copay towards that drug. And then the insurance company is covering the rest. But once you hit a certain threshold, then you're in the donut hole where you have to pay 25% of the cost. So if you think a retail price of a drug is $1,600, we'll do the math at 25%. You know, then that becomes unaffordable for somebody. I mean, if you think of a drug at $1,600 for a 30-day supply, I get individuals here in Alabama who don't even bring home $1,600 a month on their Social Security. So, you know, it's depressing.
You know, Rick, you made a comment at the very beginning that this is not food service related, but it really is, because we've got, you know, thousands and thousands of people in the industry, and those people have people, you know, friends, family, employees who you know, definitely affected by it. So this information that you're giving is very time sensitive, you know, very important for everybody.
And as we're getting close to the annual enrollment period,
Yeah.
you know, of course, this is a plug. You know, I mean, you guys can call me. You know, even if you are exactly where you need to be, you know, my services are always at a zero cost. I don't charge anything for my services. You know, call me, give me a list of the medication. I'll do a quick review for you. And if we find something else that may be more cost effective and you'd like me to help you out, I'll be more than happy to take care of you.
And we know that to be true. Okay, anything else? Any other questions for Rick? Thank you for that information. Appreciate it. Hello, Jessica. Welcome back.
Good morning, guys. Sorry that I'm late.
Okay. All right, let's do our intros, get that done, and then I have a topic I want to share with everybody. Dennis, why don't you start us off?
Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here. Dennis Feldman. I'm a commercial real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Commercial, specializing in tenant real estate services, mostly in the South Florida area, Palm Beach County, Broward County, and Miami-Dade. Glad to be here and looking forward to a successful relationship with everyone.
And how can we reach you?
My phone number is 561-923-5278. Text me or call me anytime.
Okay, thank you. Rick, you want to give your contact information?
Sure. Rick Israel with Archie Agency, based here in Huntsville, Alabama. You can reach me at 256-937-2537 or Rick at archie-agency.com.
Okay, thanks again. Tracy, good morning.
Morning. Thank you, Howard. My name is Tracy Pumo. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Skyline Analytics. We are a full-service operational finance consulting firm, and we provide fully customized business intelligence solutions related to financial reporting. Our specialties are FP&A, consulting, data integration, process automation, and data analytics. I can be reached at 561-512-1933.
Okay, thank you. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve Whitehill with Anchor Business Advisors. I help people buy and sell businesses of all sorts. I'd like to tell you about a restaurant that I have for sale. It's a breakfast and lunch place. It does just over $500,000 a year. The owner takes home 150, almost $8,000 a year, and you can have that one for only 150,000, and it's located right here in Broward County. So it's a nice little business. You can reach me at 561-376-7500. And my email address is steve@anchorbb.com. Thank you.
Is that a franchise or is that a independent?
That is independent,
Okay,
not a franchise.
okay,
It's 1,000 square foot space, 27 seats inside, and you can handle another 8 outside. So got 6 employees, 2 part-timers. Nice little business.
okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Ed, good morning.
Good morning, Howard. Good morning, everybody else. And yes, we survived the hurricane up here with very little issues. We got rain Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, a little bit of wind on Wednesday. No rain to speak of on Wednesday, but 70 miles north of here, up to Valdosta and into Savannah, they got hammered with rain and wind. So it missed us here, thank God. So anyway, Ed Gerton with Seacoast Sales in Orange Park, Florida, which is just outside of Jacksonville. We're an equipment supply company. We specialize in frozen dessert equipment. So we have Carpigiani, which has batch freezers, soft serve machines, ISA, which are display cases and blast freezers, and BGI, which is continuous churning ice cream machines. We also have slushy machines. You can reach me at 904-334-4489. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Brian, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to see you survived, Ed. I was worried about you. Wasn't sure where that hurricane was going, but good morning. I'm Brian with Rogue Financial Group. I work with primarily in the hospitality industry. I do a lot of commercial equipment financing. It could be from a startup to an existing business, small projects, large projects, from, like I said, all different types of equipment. I do other industries also, but I work all over the country. Again, commercial equipment financing. I can be reached at 404-723-7222, and it's Brian at rogueleasing.com. Thanks.
How was your family member in Savannah during the hurricane?
Oh, she listened to me. I told her if she didn't listen to me and her car got flooded, I'm not buying her another one. So I was like,
So what she did,
her name is, huh?
what
What?
she left?
She went back inland because she works down by
Oh,
the river. I said,
oh.
you know what? You need to go further by Pooler where you live. And she listened. But yeah, her name is Emily, aka Snowflake. So, so
Okay.
yeah.
Terry, good morning. You're on mute,
On
Terry.
mute.
I put you on mute
Why?
because you were on the phone and we heard you.
Oh, that was Terry Ark. She has to take her mother from the hospital today, so she won't be on the meeting. She apologized. Anyways, Terry with today's restaurant news. Thought I muted myself. Sorry, guys. I really am very unprofessional. When what I do mostly is handle the leads report that come out every month. I think pretty much everyone knows that, and hopefully everyone watching our YouTube channel, because I've gotten a lot of questions and requests for samples, which I've sent out, which some people have taken advantage of. So this is a very important report with great feedback, and that's what I like. That they've never seen anything like this report where you get all the information and so much of it. Owners' names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, where they're at in their stages. Like one I just got this morning where one is entering Florida, and then I got some bidding stages on other ones coming in to Georgia. But this is an all day, every day, other than Sunday, position where I have to get with the people that I work with to get all the information. It's a lot of work, but it's kind of nice to see everything coming in. A lot of seafood, a lot of sushi, both states, which is sushi seems to be the big deal right now. And then barbecue's not far behind it. But they all have bars, just so everyone knows. And that's what I do. If anybody wants a sample report, just send me an email and I'm happy to do that. Terry@trnusa.com. Have a good and fun and safe 3-day weekend.
You want to mention anything about zingers?
Zingers? Well, I don't know how many people are local.
I know, but
Zingers here in Boca, it's called Zingers Delicatessen, has new owners. They just purchased the place from the old owner. And this is in Boca Raton. It's on Powerline and Palmetto. And I'm guessing the new owners are wanting to do a different concept. It's been Zingers forever. And good sandwiches, one of Howard's favorite places for a New York brisket sandwich with grilled onions. But if anybody wants to call him, I don't know the owner's name. I'm going to take a ride over there today and find out. But I do know it is new owners.
I know it's a group out of Miami that purchased it. I just have a feeling they're going to put a concept in there and try to expand it.
Well, I think it might go into be a Jewish concept because the synagogue is right there in the same shopping center, basically right next to it, where we see a lot of people walking when we're in there to their, literally steps. So it may become something of that nature. I'm not sure, but I'm going to find out all the information today.
Hey, Terry.
Yes.
I was going to know if it's any worthwhile for the group, but I sent you that thing about Fogo de Chao.
Oh yeah, yes, thank you. Yeah, I had that one. I'm still trying to get the rest of the information on that, but I have. It. I just haven't finished it.
But yeah, I've heard some issues about Bain Capital, but Bain Capital bought them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. You know what?
And
One second.
You guys heard that Subway was sold this week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you mean after they were? Oh, I can't say we're being recorded. Never mind. Okay.
Who purchased Subway again?
Dunkin' Donuts.
That makes sense. Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts?
No, I thought it was a European company.
I think it's the Dunkin' parent.
Oh, could be.
Oh. Okay, I'll find out.
Okay.
So doesn't Dunkin' also own Baskin?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we're not gonna have ice cream, donuts, coffee, and sandwiches in one location.
That's Inspire Brands. So they sold?
Hey, Terry.
Inspire Brands is the parent company of Dunkin'.
Hey, Terry, it says right here that Subway sandwich company sold to Rourke Capital for $10 billion.
Oh, Rourke Capital.
That's what
Okay.
I thought. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Okay, good. Thank you. I will use that.
And Rourke Capital is the parent company of Jimmy John's.
Okay, that's why it says that. All right.
I guess this was probably about 15 years ago, but Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin Robbins used to have another concept called Togos or Togos or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, well, Brian, I wish they just bring back Blimpie.
Yeah.
I mean, because Blimpie, does anybody know Blimpie?
Yes.
Mhm.
What I liked about it is they would slice their meat fresh right there in
Yeah.
front of you. It wasn't pre-sliced.
Yeah, Rick, in the 80s, in Roswell, Georgia, where I lived, there was a guy, there was a friend of the family, he had a Blimpie, and you're right. You go in there and he would slice it in front of you and off you go, you know?
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
bread was wide. It wasn't as thin of a bread either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've got Del Taco coming down here, which is a California chain that I used to work for the company, the corporate company out in California, in Newport Beach. And they're coming further south now instead of Orlando. They're going to be, and there's a new Buc-ee's being opened in Port St. Lucie up
Pierce.
there in that big,
Fort
in that
Pierce.
big giant vacant area.
That's going to be like that's going to be their second one on the 95 corridor because they've got one in Daytona Beach too. Well, you know,
I cannot wait.
Del Taco's coming here to Huntsville. They've got I think it was a 2 or 3 restaurant deal right now, but they haven't said where it's going to go yet. So I still think it's a negotiation.
Yeah, this is right off the I-95. They're going to have 125 gas pumps and over 70,000 square feet. It's going to be like every time, that's the best place they could have put it, because every time you travel, there's no place in there at all. They wanted to go to like Eeyore Junction, but there's nothing at Eeyore Junction.
Are you talking about, now if it's going in Fort Pierce, is that right where the turnpike starts? Right.
It's where the turnpike and 95 come together.
Boy, that's going to be a great place.
That's going to be a great location.
Is that at Indiantown or north of Indiantown?
Indiantown, that's north of Indiantown.
No, that's south. Indiantown is Jupiter. Fort Pierce is north.
That's what, but I think that's where I think that's for 95 and the turnpike are the closest is by Indiantown.
Yeah, that comes together there also.
Yeah.
That's right, Tracy.
It comes together because Indiantown's Jupiter, right?
Yeah.
It's just north.
It's the next 95 turnpike.
But I have their director of operations too. So I'll be getting a whole lot more information on that.
Okay, that's moving right along. I'm sure they're all going to need trademark and stuff like that. So let's hope they call Jessica.
I was just looking. Zingers doesn't have one, so.
Yes.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Jessica Portalatin from Portalatin Law Firm. We help restaurateurs protect their brand from copycats and make money. So when business owners think of their business assets, they think of their equipment, they think of the cash that they have on hand, but they always forget about their trademark. And their trademark is one of their most important assets. And it's the one that has the most potential to make them money. How? It opens up the doors to franchising, licensing, and even selling their business at a higher value. There was one instance where we helped our client sell his very relatively young trademark for $1.7 million. So don't forget about your trademark. I'm looking to meet restaurateurs, restaurant consultants, and branding agencies that help restaurants create their logos and names. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend.
Do you prepare franchise paperwork?
Yes, I can help them with that as well.
You can do that. Okay. That's good to know.
Yes.
Thank you. And last but not least, Randy, good morning again.
Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing? How's everything?
Good.
How's your Friday morning before Labor Day? How's everything? Good.
I forgot it was a 3-day weekend. 3-day weekends don't exist for me since like high school. So every time it was a 3-day weekend, I'm like, what weekend is it?
Right. The only day I got off is probably Sunday. That's if that. And that's not even a thing because my mother's coming in town. So you already know.
Randy, all I'm gonna say is I woke up this morning, I heard the birds chirping outside, so I'm very happy.
That's good.
Aw,
That's good.
absolutely.
Well, nice to meet everyone. My name is Randy Peralta. I'm a strategic business consultant with Paychecks. I basically spearhead the PEO division, and what we cater to is the hospitality division. Okay. I help business owners by doing two things, very important things, and it's I decrease their cost, right, and increase their productivity, which in turn helps them with retention of profit and even making a profit to begin with, right? With over 2 million worksite employees and over $400 million in workers' compensation, we tend to pass the discounts that we receive down to our business owners. And that includes on payroll, workers' comp, medical benefits, things of that nature, especially ancillary benefits. We like to offer what's called a no-brainer solution to every business owner. Very simple, very straight to the point. It's where we walk you through the process and how we can not only save you money, but also increase and help you, I guess you could say, modernize your technology. Okay. Now, we offer a great partnership program that we pay anywhere between 20 to 30% for anybody who wishes to partner and discuss with me. Definitely reach out to me. The best phone number to reach me at is 646-660-5337. And my email address is rperalta@paychecks.com. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time.
Okay. You and Jessica are our newest members, so if you'd like to schedule a extended presentation to the group, let me know, and we'll put you on the schedule.
Okay.
And you're welcome to share screen if you'd like, of course.
If you have slides, etc.
I'll prepare that.
Just let me know when you'd like to do it. Okay,
Sounds good.
anybody else? I didn't miss anybody, right? Anybody doing anything different for the holidays? Anybody going
Sleeping.
anywhere?
Working.
Sleep. Yes.
coming from somebody with
That's
a
a
young
lie.
child.
And I'm lying either way because the baby's not gonna sleep. So I'm just lying. It was a hopeful statement.
Sleep. I'm about to put myself in an incubator and just tell people to leave me alone.
Sounds like a dream.
I'm gonna read this to you. I just came with this. I got this email from a company. I don't want to say anything quite yet until I read it to you. This is let's see if I can. This is a company offering services to create customer service for a company. When I read this, I said to myself, why would I pay somebody to do something that everybody in business should be doing by themselves? This didn't make sense to me. So I'm going to just read these items to you. And to me, I mean, let me read it, then we can discuss it. So basically, they're offering their services to do customer service for me.
Oh, so they're outsourcing.
And for you.
They want to outsource the customer service.
Right, yeah. Which I don't know, I don't get it. You know, I may be a dinosaur on this, but I think it's incumbent on us to do that for ourselves, right? Okay,
Well, yeah,
It depends.
because you know the
Howard,
business.
read the article, Howard, and then I'll give you my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. They're going to increase customer satisfaction when customers have a positive experience with customer service. They are more likely to be satisfied with the overall business. This can lead to repeat business, positive reviews, and referrals. That was their first point. Second, improve customer loyalty. Customers who have a positive experience with customer service are more likely to be loyal to the business. This means they are less likely to switch to a competitor. Number 3, reduce churn. Churn is the rate at which customers stop doing business with your company. Next, generate positive word of mouth. That's obvious. And the last one was build brand reputation. Now, I gotta say, if I have to hire somebody to do that, then I must be playing golf 5 days a week.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, I agree. Not necessarily.
Yeah, I
Go
mean,
ahead,
you know,
Steve.
some people are better at sales, and they're busy out selling, and then somebody needs to take care of the customers. I mean, I'm not sure these guys are doing that, but you know, I can see outsourcing it. It's no different than hiring somebody to do it.
Yeah.
It just the only downfall I can see to that, right, is that, and I think everybody would agree, you know your business well, and your employees from within the business know the business even more, right? And if you hire somebody third party, right, nobody's gonna take care of your baby the same way that you would take care of your baby. You get me? So that's the only thing I've seen, because I've seen kind of those softwares work that way, and those companies that outsource work that way. Not 100% of the times, but it tends to give the same outcome of that disconnect. It may not be, it's probably not a failure, but there is a disconnect. You get me?
It depends on what has to be done. The
Correct.
nature of the business, I would think. You know,
Right.
what you're saying is certainly correct, but it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But the truth is, you can only stretch yourself so far.
That's true. Yeah,
Correct.
sometimes you gotta tap somebody on the shoulder for help. Yeah.
I was thinking around the same lines as Steve. It's just like marketing. Every business has to market. Doesn't mean you're the best at it as a business owner. As a business owner, the best way to grow your business is to fire yourself from certain positions and put people in there that do it better than you.
Yes.
So as a business owner, do I have to train my staff? Yes. Am I the best at training my staff? Most likely not. That's not what I learned in law school. So I think there's a lot of value to companies like this. Doesn't mean that all of them are great. There are some people that are fantastic and have very niche, they have very specialty customer service. So it also depends on what kind of business it is. But do I think that there could be value to a company like this? Absolutely. Just like an outsourcing marketing, just like outsourcing, anything else. So did we change your mind, Howard?
A little bit. Well, I think somebody just said it depends on the type of business, and I guess it depends on the size of the business.
Right.
You know, you get a smaller business, and it's more incumbent on the owner or the sole practitioner to do that for himself or her for themselves. When you get bigger, yes, your time gets stretched. So you would hire somebody. I don't know. It's
So my question to you, Howard, is what are you defining as customer service? Because I think what they're describing as customer service is different from just being polite and courteous to your customers, right? Because that, yeah, everyone in your staff and you should do that. But following up with testimonials or getting, what's the number? The 1 to 10 rating, all that stuff. That's not the best use of the owner's time. You're the heart and the brains behind your business. So you have to be doing kind of like the more high level stuff and delegate those things. That's how I see it. You're still managing the way you want customer service to have. That as an owner, you have to manage. But the actual task of doing the follow-ups with the customers and seeing what their experience was and creating the surveys, I don't think that the business owner should be doing that. That's not their that's not their skill. You know what I mean?
Actually, I'm not even sure that categorizes as customer service.
Yeah.
That's to me more marketing and such.
Yeah, but that's again, what are they qualifying as? Because they did mention measuring customer satisfaction, and the way you measure customer satisfactions are these surveys.
No question. I don't debate that. I wouldn't call that customer service.
Right.
I think what's interesting, Howard, is that we're having a conversation fairly substantial on an email solicitation. And, you know, and the matter that everybody is considering is a pretty serious matter for the individual who would be considering adding on the service. And it's all as a result of a mass email that's been blasted to who knows how many million people. So, I mean, to me, the marketing, you know, strategy on sending out a customer service email is really, really amazing in and of itself.
Fair.
You know, keeping customers happy is part of that whole situation. And I know Terry used to work at a company out in California, and whenever there was a problem, whenever a customer called in with a problem, they'd give it to Terry because she's good at that. She's good at talking to somebody and solving the problem and soothing the customer over. She's looking at me like a smooth.
No, it's true. I was there one that Terry, get up there. We got somebody up there screaming at the receptionist. Oh, all right, you big babies. So I would go up there and do it. And they would leave with their product, you know, and it was restaurant equipment. So it was big dollar items. And they would leave with that. I tell them, back your truck up. We got this. Don't worry about it. And, you know, just take care of whatever the problem is. I said, if you get it there and it doesn't work, let us know. I'll send somebody out for you. And that's all you can do to appease somebody, is to solve their problem, period. They're coming to you because they have an issue. They're, period. If they ask you a question and you don't give them the right answer, they're going to go somewhere else. You can't. And if you don't know the answer, don't ad lib, don't lie. Tell them, I don't know, but I will find out for you, and get back to them. And that's what I always did, which is why I was a national sales manager. And I trained people to do that and to behave that way. And you don't back down. You don't stand in the corner and turn around and hide your eyes because someone's yelling. When someone's yelling, the lower that you speak, the lower they will speak. If you yell louder, they're going to yell louder. So you just keep it going low and everybody calms down.
Well, that was
Anybody sleeping yet?
That was the kind of situation I was thinking about when I read this article. I don't see,
Yeah.
you know, how can you
That's
farm
how I
that
always
out?
taught. Those were my, I guess, specialties, which is why I was in the position I was in, and it worked. I didn't get upset. They were the ones that were not happy with thousands of dollars of materials, of equipment and things that they had gotten, or that they couldn't find, or that we didn't deliver. So, you know, you just fix the problem. That's it. Like, you know, like Tracy, I would love to see you do a split screen, and really, because honestly, all this time that you and Chris have been in, I kind of get what you do, but a full, complete understanding, I personally don't have. And I'm not a stupid person, but I don't
that's-
fully.
That's
Yeah,
fine. You know, what we kind of
that
do
would
is unique. Not many people do it, so I wouldn't expect you to meet a lot of competitors and have a great understanding. So happy to do that now that the kids are in school. Makes it a little easier to
that
put
would be
presentation
great.
together.
That would be great. Okay,
Well,
everyone's calm and happy.
I'm happy. I don't know, but
What do you mean you don't know? Steve, you got everything to be happy about.
oh, I'm not talking about myself. I'm fine.
See?
I would never,
Look at
I
you,
would never
Chris.
admit otherwise anyway.
I know you would.
oh,
I know you would.
did I don't know, we don't have much time left, but maybe I'll just bring this up quickly. Did we talk about? Oh, by the way, the topic that I just brought up was sort of ad lib, and at least we had a conversation about it. And I'm still not 100% sold, but I
No,
respect
it's
your.
not, it's not any different than employing people to do the job. You're
Right,
just outsourcing it, that's all.
but they have to be
Hey,
taught correctly.
No,
You
they
can't
have to be
just
good.
throw
I'm
them
not
into a
saying,
position.
I'm not saying it works
Work
in all
with them.
cases. Yeah,
when I was started several businesses, I would write out specs, write out guidelines, and have that as a format to follow. And a lot of that was what they were offering. You know, whether I hired somebody to do it or something that I had to follow.
no,
Thanks for your input,
yeah, well, okay.
everybody. I think it might be helpful to a restaurant person watching us that sometimes they can get overwhelmed with doing all of those items. So yes, it's something that they should know about and perhaps do. Anyway, a couple of weeks ago, did we talk about buffets making a comeback?
What, making a comeback?
Yeah,
They're going to, yes.
according to this article, the buffets are on.
Yes.
And then right after I found that article,
Aw,
I
look at
got
that cute baby.
another article that says some tips to follow for food safety in a restaurant, and I think those two subjects go hand in hand, at least in a lot of people's mind when it comes to buffets. But I think we're going to table that until next week because we don't have time for it. But I made a comment last week. I don't know if it was with this group or not, but I said that most of us here have not come directly to the food service industry. I think we've all been in some other capacity prior to being in food service. I know, looking around the screen, people that I know better than others, it has not been a straight line from graduating school to sitting where we are now. So I thought it would be interesting if somebody wanted to share how they ended in, or how they ended up here in the food service industry, because I know I could do an hour on it. Anybody want to share anything? Okay, we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone. I do have it at 11
Okay.
o'clock, 10 o'clock.
No. Is
Have
it
a
10
good
o'clock?
week.
Yeah.
Jessica, keep that pretty smile.
Guys, have
Bye.
a beautiful weekend. Be safe.
All right. Have a
You
great
too.
weekend,
Bye, everyone.
everybody.
Be safe.
Bye. Thanks,
Stay safe.
everyone.
Take it easy.
Good weekend.
Bye.